Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about something very important. We will talk about how to train your brain to speak in English. Many people understand English, but they cannot speak. Their mind becomes blank. Words do not come out. If you feel this way, don't worry. You are not alone. Today, I will share simple ideas that can help you train your brain step by step. Chapter 1. First, let me tell you something simple. Your brain is like a muscle. If you use it every day, it becomes strong. If you don't use it, it becomes weak. Speaking English is the same. You must train your brain daily. Even small practice can make a big difference. When I started learning English, I had the same problem. I could understand a little, but I could not speak. I felt nervous. I was afraid of making mistakes. My mind stopped working when I tried to speak. But one day I decided to train my brain differently. I started with thinking in English. This was not easy. At first, I tried to translate everything from my own language to English. It was slow and confusing. But then I changed my method. I started thinking in very simple English. For example, I looked at the sky and said in my mind, "The sky is blue." I looked at food and said, "This food is tasty." These were small sentences, but they helped me a lot. Thinking in English trains your brain. It teaches your mind to work directly in English. You don't need to translate. You don't need to wait. Your brain becomes faster. So try this. Start thinking in simple sentences every day. Now let's talk about speaking. Many people wait for perfect English before they speak. This is a big mistake. You don't need perfect English. You just need to start. Speak with simple words. Speak with mistakes. It is okay. When I was learning, I spoke to myself. Yes, I talked to myself every day. I described my day. I said things like, I am going to the market. I am eating food. I am feeling tired. It felt strange at first, but it worked. My brain started to become active in English. Speaking out loud is very powerful. When you speak, your brain listens to you. It learns from you. So don't stay silent. Speak every day, even if you are alone. Another important step is repetition. Repetition trains your brain deeply. When you repeat words and sentences, they become natural. You don't need to think too much. I used to repeat simple sentences again and again. I said them in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. Slowly, these sentences became part of my thinking. My brain started using them automatically. You can try this too. Choose 5 simple sentences every day. Repeat them many times. Use them in different situations. This will make your brain stronger. Now let's talk about listening. Listening is very important for brain training. When you listen to English, your brain learns patterns. It learns how sentences are formed. It learns pronunciation. I used to listen to simple English stories. At first, I did not understand everything, but I kept listening. Slowly, my brain started to understand more. The sounds became familiar. You don't need to understand everything. Just listen every day. Your brain will learn naturally. Another powerful method is shadowing. Shadowing means you listen and speak at the same time. You copy the speaker. This trains your brain very fast. I tried this with short videos. I played a sentence and repeated it immediately. I copied the tone and speed. It was difficult at first, but after some time it became easier. My speaking improved a lot. You can try this with short clips. Start slow. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep going. Now let's talk about confidence. Your brain needs confidence to work properly. If you feel fear, your brain blocks you. Words disappear. You forget everything. I had this problem too, but I learned something important. Confidence comes from action. When you speak more, your fear becomes less. So don't wait to feel confident. Start speaking first. Confidence will come later. Another helpful tip is to use English in your daily life. Make English a part of your routine. Use it in small things. For example, name objects around you in English. Say, table, chair, phone, door. These small actions train your brain. I also changed my phone language to English. At first it was difficult, but slowly I got used to it. My brain started understanding common words automatically. You can do the same. Surround yourself with English as much as possible. Now let's talk about patience. Training your brain takes time. You cannot change in one day, but if you practice daily, you will see improvement. I remember feeling slow in the beginning. I thought I was not improving. But after some weeks, I noticed a change. I could think faster. I could speak a little more. That gave me motivation. So be patient. Trust the process. Keep practicing every day. Finally, enjoy the process. Don't make learning stressful. Make it fun. Talk about things you like. Watch things you enjoy. Use English in a happy way. When you enjoy learning, your brain learns faster. It stays active and interested. So remember, train your brain step by step. Think in English. Speak daily. Repeat often. Listen regularly. Be patient and stay positive. You can do it. Your brain is powerful. You just need to train it the right way. Now we will continue to the next chapter, where we will go deeper into daily practice techniques. Chapter 2. Your brain learns best with daily habits, not with long study one day and nothing the next day. Small daily actions are more powerful than big efforts once in a while. When I was learning English, I made a simple routine. I did not study for many hours. I only focused on daily practice. This changed everything for me. Let's begin with the first daily habit, morning thinking practice. When you wake up, your brain is fresh. This is the best time to train it. When I woke up, I started thinking in English immediately. I said simple things in my mind like, I am awake now. Today is a new day. I will practice English. These are very simple sentences, but they activate your brain. You can also describe your actions. For example, I am brushing my teeth. I am drinking tea. I am getting ready. This simple habit trains your brain every morning. Now let's talk about mirror speaking. This is a very powerful method. Stand in front of a mirror and speak in English. Look at yourself and talk. At first you may feel shy. You may feel strange. But this method works very well. When you see yourself speaking, your brain becomes more confident. I used to stand in front of the mirror and talk about my day. I said, "Today I will go to work. I will meet my friend. I feel happy today." Slowly, I became more comfortable. You can start with just 2 minutes every day, then increase to 5 minutes, then 10 minutes. This will make a big difference. Now let's move to another powerful habit. Talking about your day. This is simple but very effective. At the end of your day, sit quietly and speak about what you did. Say things like, "Today I woke up early. I went to the market. I watched a video." It does not matter if your sentences are simple. When you do this daily, your brain learns to organize thoughts in English. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need flow. I did this every night. Some days I spoke only a few sentences, other days I spoke more, but I did it every day. This consistency helped me improve. Now let's talk about word practice. Many people try to learn too many words at once. This is not effective. Your brain needs time. Instead, learn 5 words a day. Just 5. But use them again and again. For example, if you learn the word happy, use it in many sentences. I am happy. She is happy. This is a happy moment. When you use a word many times, your brain remembers it better. I used this method and it worked very well. Small learning, strong memory. Now let's talk about listening practice. Listening is not just hearing. It is training your brain to understand naturally. Choose simple English audio. Listen every day. Even if you don't understand everything, keep listening. I used to listen while walking, eating, and resting. I made listening a part of my life. Slowly, my brain started recognizing words faster. You can also repeat what you hear. This is very powerful. Listen to one sentence and repeat it. This connects listening and speaking together. Now let's talk about reading out loud. This is a very strong technique. When you read silently, your brain works a little. But when you read out loud, your brain works more. I used to read short paragraphs every day. I read slowly and clearly. I focused on pronunciation. At first, I made mistakes. But I continued. Over time, my speaking became smoother. You can start with simple texts. Read for 5 to 10 minutes daily. This will train your brain and your voice. Now let's talk about building confidence with small wins. Your brain needs success to stay motivated. Set small goals. For example, today I will speak for 2 minutes. Today I will learn 5 words. When you complete these goals, you feel good. I always set small goals. When I achieved them, I felt proud. This gave me energy to continue. Now let's talk about removing fear. Fear is the biggest problem in speaking English. Your brain becomes slow when you are afraid. So you need to train your brain to stay calm. One simple method is deep breathing before speaking. Take a slow breath. Relax your body, then speak. I used this method many times. It helped me stay calm and focused. Also, remind yourself that mistakes are okay. Every mistake is a lesson. When you accept this, your fear becomes smaller. Now let's talk about consistency. This is the most important part. Your brain learns through repetition over time. It is better to practice 20 minutes every day than 2 hours once a week. I never missed my daily practice. Even on busy days, I did something small. This made my brain active every day. You can do the same. Make English a daily habit. Finally, let's talk about enjoying the process. If you enjoy learning, your brain stays open. It learns faster. Do things you like in English. Watch videos you enjoy. Talk about topics you love. I always chose interesting topics. This made learning fun for me. So remember, daily practice is the key. Small actions every day can train your brain in a powerful way. Wake up and think in English. Speak in front of a mirror. Talk about your day. Learn a few words. Listen, read, and repeat. Do this every day, and you will see a big change. Now we will continue to the next chapter, where we will learn how to think faster and respond quickly in English. Chapter 3. They understand English, but when someone speaks to them, they cannot reply quickly. Their brain becomes slow. They start translating. They feel pressure, and then they stop speaking. If this happens to you, don't worry. This is normal. Your brain just needs the right training. Let me tell you something simple. Speed in English comes from practice, not talent. The more you practice, the faster your brain becomes. When I started speaking English, I was very slow. Someone asked me a question, and I took a long time to answer. I was thinking too much. I was trying to make perfect sentences. That was my mistake. Then I learned something important. Do not think too much. Start simple. I began answering with very short sentences. For example, if someone asked, "How are you?" I said, "I am good." If someone asked, "What are you doing?" I said, "I am working." These are small answers, but they are fast. This is the first step. Train your brain to answer quickly with simple sentences. Now let's talk about a powerful technique. Question and answer practice. Ask yourself questions and answer them quickly. This trains your brain to respond without delay. For example, ask yourself, "What is your name?" Answer, "My name is Allie." Ask, "Where do you live?" Answer, "I live in a city." Ask, "What do you like?" Answer, "I like tea." Do this every day. Ask many questions. Give quick answers. This will make your brain faster. I used this method daily. At first, I was slow, but after some time, my answers became faster and more natural. Now let's talk about thinking in chunks. Many learners think word by word. This makes them slow. Instead, train your brain to think in phrases or chunks. For example, instead of thinking "I am going to market," think "I am going to the market" as one piece. Chunks make your speech faster. Your brain does not need to build sentences every time. It uses ready-made patterns. I practiced common phrases again and again. Phrases like, "I think that," "in my opinion," "I want to," "I need to." These help me speak faster. You can also collect useful phrases and repeat them daily. Now let's talk about removing translation. Translation is the biggest reason for slow thinking. When you translate from your language to English, your brain becomes busy. It takes time. To solve this, use direct thinking. Use simple English words that you already know. For example, instead of thinking a difficult sentence, say it in a simple way. Keep it easy. I stopped trying to use difficult words. I focused on simple English. This made my speaking faster. Now let's talk about time pressure practice. This is a very powerful technique. Give yourself a time limit. For example, speak about a topic for 30 seconds without stopping. You can talk about anything: your day, your food, your plans. The goal is to keep speaking. At first, it will be hard. You may stop, but keep trying. Your brain will learn to stay active under pressure. I used a timer for this. I spoke for 30 seconds, then 1 minute, then 2 minutes. This improved my speed a lot. Now let's talk about listening for quick response. When someone speaks, don't try to understand every word. Focus on the main idea. If you understand the main idea, you can reply faster. For example, if someone says, "Did you go to the market today?" You understand market and today. That is enough. You can reply, "Yes, I went," or "No, I did not go." I trained my brain to listen for key words. This made my responses quicker. Now let's talk about speaking without fear of mistakes. Fear makes your brain slow. If you worry about grammar, your brain stops. So forget perfection. Focus on communication. When I stopped worrying about mistakes, my speed improved. I spoke freely. I made mistakes, but I learned. You can do the same. Speak freely. Don't stop for small mistakes. Now let's talk about daily fast practice. Practice speed every day. Choose a topic and speak quickly. Don't stop. Don't think too much. Just speak. You can also practice with a friend. Ask each other quick questions. Answer fast. This is a fun way to improve. I practice this with a friend sometimes. We asked simple questions and answered quickly. It helped both of us. Now let's talk about confidence and speed. Confidence makes your brain faster. When you believe in yourself, your brain works better. When you doubt yourself, your brain slows down. So always remind yourself, I can speak. I can answer. This positive thinking helps your brain. I used to tell myself this every day. It made a big difference. Finally, remember this. Speed comes step by step. First, you speak slowly. Then you become faster. Then you become natural. Do not rush. Practice daily. Stay consistent. Train your brain with questions and answers. Use simple sentences. Think in chunks. Avoid translation. Practice under time pressure. With time, your brain will respond quickly without fear. Now we will continue to the next chapter, where we will learn how to speak confidently in real conversations with people. Chapter 4. Many learners can practice alone, but when they talk to real people, they feel nervous. Their heart beats fast. Their mind becomes blank. They forget everything they learned. If this happens to you, don't worry. This is very normal. Let me tell you something simple. Confidence in speaking does not come from knowledge. It comes from practice with people. When I first tried to speak with others in English, I was very nervous. I was afraid they would laugh at me. I was afraid of making mistakes. Because of this fear, I spoke very little. But one day I decided to change. I told myself, I will speak, no matter what. That decision changed everything. Let's start with a simple idea. Start small. You don't need long conversations. Begin with short talks. For example, say, hello. Say, how are you? Say, what are you doing? These are small steps, but they build confidence. When I started, I only said simple sentences. I did not try to speak too much. Slowly, I became comfortable. Now let's talk about listening in conversations. Good speaking starts with good listening. When someone talks to you, listen carefully. Focus on their words. Don't think about your reply immediately. First understand, then respond. I used to make a mistake. I thought about my answer while the other person was speaking. Because of this, I missed their words. When I changed this habit, my conversations improved. So listen first, then speak. Now let's talk about using simple English in conversations. Many learners try to use difficult words. This makes them nervous. Use simple words. Simple English is powerful. It helps you speak clearly and confidently. For example, instead of saying a long sentence, say it in a simple way. Keep your message clear. I always used simple English when I started. This made speaking easier for me. Now let's talk about asking questions. Asking questions is a great way to continue a conversation. If you don't know what to say, ask something simple. For example, what do you do? Where do you live? What do you like? Questions keep the conversation going. They also give you time to think. I use this method a lot. When I felt stuck, I asked a question. It helped me continue the conversation. Now let's talk about body language. Confidence is not only in words, it is also in how you stand and look. Stand straight. Look at the person. Smile a little. These small things make you look confident. Even if you feel nervous inside, your body language can help you. I practiced this in front of a mirror. I smiled and spoke. It made me feel more confident. Now let's talk about handling mistakes. You will make mistakes in conversations. This is normal. If you make a mistake, don't stop. Continue speaking. Most people will understand you. If someone corrects you, say thank you and learn from it. I made many mistakes in real conversations, but I did not stop. I kept going. This helped me improve faster. Now let's talk about building courage. Courage grows when you face your fear. Start with people you feel comfortable with. Talk to friends or classmates, then slowly talk to new people. I started with one friend. Then I spoke to more people. Step by step, my confidence grew. You can do the same. Take small steps. Now let's talk about practicing real situations. Imagine real-life situations and practice them. For example, imagine you are in a shop. Practice what you will say. I want this. How much is this? Thank you. This prepares your brain for real conversations. I practiced many situations like this. When I faced them in real life, I felt ready. Now let's talk about staying calm. Nervousness is normal, but you can control it. Take a deep breath before speaking. Speak slowly. Don't rush. When you speak slowly, your brain has more time. Your words become clearer. I used this technique many times. It helped me stay calm. Now let's talk about enjoying conversations. Don't see conversations as tests. See them as normal communication. You are not trying to be perfect. You are trying to connect. When you enjoy the conversation, your fear becomes less. I started enjoying talking to people. I laughed. I shared simple ideas. This made learning fun. Now let's talk about daily conversation practice. Try to speak with someone every day. If you don't have someone, speak with yourself. Or record your voice. Practice daily. Consistency is the key. Finally, remember this. Confidence comes from action. The more you speak, the more confident you become. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Speak with simple words. Speak with courage. You can do it. Step by step, You will become confident in real conversations. Now we will continue to the next chapter, where we will learn how to improve your vocabulary naturally without stress. Chapter 5. Many people think vocabulary means memorizing long lists of difficult words. They try to learn many words in one day, and then they forget most of them. This makes learning stressful and boring. Let me tell you something simple. You don't need thousands of words to speak English. You only need the right words, and you need to use them again and again. When I started learning English, I made the same mistake. I tried to memorize many words, but after a few days I forgot them. Then I changed my method. I started learning fewer words, but I used them more. This changed everything. Let's begin with the first idea. Learn words in context. This means learn words inside sentences, not alone. For example, don't just learn the word hungry. Learn a sentence like, I am feeling hungry. This helps your brain understand how to use the word. When you learn words in context, your brain remembers them better. You don't need to think too much when you speak. I use this method daily. I learned words with simple sentences. This made speaking easier for me. Now let's talk about repetition. Repetition is the key to strong vocabulary. When you learn a word, don't forget it. Use it many times. Say it, write it, think about it. For example, if you learn the word beautiful, use it again and again. This place is beautiful. The weather is beautiful. That picture is beautiful. The more you use a word, the stronger it becomes in your brain. I repeated words every day. This helped me remember them for a long time. Now let's talk about using your daily life. Your daily life is full of vocabulary. Look around you. Everything has a name in English. Learn those names. For example, table, chair, window, door. Then use them in sentences. The table is clean. The door is open. This is simple but very powerful. Your brain connects English with your real life. I did this every day. I named things around me. This made my vocabulary natural. Now let's talk about learning phrases instead of single words. Phrases are more useful. For example, instead of learning help, learn can you help me? Instead of understand, learn I understand. Phrases help you speak faster. Your brain uses them as ready-made sentences. I collected many simple phrases. I used them daily. This improved my speaking speed. Now let's talk about reading for vocabulary. Reading is a great way to learn new words. Choose simple texts. When you see a new word, don't stop too much. Try to understand from the sentence. If the word is important, you can check its meaning. Then try to use it. I read short stories and simple articles. I learned many words naturally from reading. Now let's talk about listening for vocabulary. Listening also helps you learn words. When you listen, pay attention to repeated words. These are important words. Try to copy how they are used. Repeat them. I learned many useful words from listening. I heard them again and again, and they stayed in my mind. Now let's talk about writing to remember words. Writing helps your brain store words. When you learn a new word, write a sentence with it. This makes the word stronger. For example, write, I am excited today. This is a good idea. Simple writing is enough. I had a notebook where I wrote new words and sentences. This helped me a lot. Now let's talk about not using difficult words. Many learners try to use big words to sound smart. This is not needed. Simple words are enough. Clear communication is more important than difficult vocabulary. I always used simple words. This made my speaking clear and confident. Now let's talk about reviewing words. If you don't review, you will forget. Take time to go back to old words, read them again, use them again. I reviewed my words every week. This helped me remember them for a long time. Now let's talk about enjoying vocabulary learning. Don't make it boring. Learn words from things you like, movies, videos, stories, or conversations. When you enjoy learning, your brain stays active. I learned many words from things I enjoyed. This made learning fun. Now let's talk about being patient. Vocabulary grows slowly. You cannot learn everything in one day, but if you learn a few words daily, you will improve a lot over time. I trusted the process. I learned small, but I learned daily. This made a big difference. Now let's talk about using words immediately. When you learn a word, use it the same day. Speak it, write it, think about it. This helps your brain keep the word active. I always used new words immediately. This helped me remember them. Finally, remember this. Vocabulary is not about how many words you know. It is about how well you use them. Focus on simple, useful words. Use them daily. Repeat them often. With time, your vocabulary will grow naturally without stress. You don't need pressure. You need practice. Now we will continue to the next chapter, where we will learn how to think in English without translating in your mind. Chapter 6. This is one of the biggest problems for learners. You want to speak, but first you think in your own language. Then you translate into English. This takes time. Your brain becomes slow. You feel stuck. If you want to speak fluently, you must stop translating. You must train your brain to think directly in English. Let me tell you something simple. Translation is like a bridge. It helps in the beginning, but later it slows you down. You must leave the bridge and walk freely. When I started learning English, I always translated. Every sentence went through my first language. It was slow and tiring. Then I decided to change. I started thinking in very simple English. I did not try to be perfect. I only tried to be clear. Let's begin with the first step. Start with single words. Look around you and name things in English. Say book, phone, water, door. This is the first step. It is easy and powerful. When you do this daily, your brain starts connecting objects directly with English words. I did this every day. Wherever I looked, I named things in English. Slowly, it became natural. Now let's move to the next step. Use simple sentences. After single words, start making small sentences. For example, the door is open. The water is cold. I am sitting. Keep your sentences short. Don't make them complicated. I started with very small sentences. This helped my brain build confidence. Now let's talk about describing your actions. This is a very strong method. Whatever you are doing, say it in English in your mind. For example, I am walking. I am eating. I am working. This creates a direct connection between your actions and English. I practice this every day. It trained my brain to stay active in English. Now let's talk about avoiding your native language during practice time. Choose a small time in your day when you will only think in English, even if it is just 10 minutes. During this time, don't use your native language. try your best to stay in English. At first, it will feel difficult. Your brain will try to go back, but slowly it will improve. I used to give myself 15 minutes every day, only English thinking. This helped me a lot. Now let's talk about using simple English instead of perfect English. Many learners try to think in complex sentences. This makes them go back to translation. Instead, use simple words that you already know. For example, if you cannot say a difficult sentence, say it in a simple way. Keep it easy. I always chose simple English. This helped me think faster. Now let's talk about using images in your mind. This is a powerful trick. When you think of something, don't use your native language. Use an image and connect it to English. For example, think of an apple. See the image in your mind and say, apple. Don't translate. This helps your brain create direct connections. I use this method a lot. It made my thinking faster and clearer. Now let's talk about daily thinking practice. Set small topics and think about them in English. For example, think about your day, your plans, or your favorite food. You don't need to speak. Just think in English. At first, your sentences will be slow, but with practice, they will become faster. I practiced this every day. It made a big difference. Now let's talk about not being afraid of mistakes in thinking. Yes, even in thinking, you may make mistakes. That is okay. The goal is not perfect thinking. The goal is active thinking. Your brain learns through practice, not perfection. I made many mistakes in my thinking, but I continued. Over time, I improved. Now let's talk about patience. This process takes time. You cannot stop translating in one day, but step by step, your brain will change. I noticed small changes first, then bigger changes. One day, I realized I was thinking in English without trying. That was a big moment for me. Now let's talk about consistency. This is very important. Think in English every day, even for a few minutes. Small daily practice is better than long practice once in a while. I stayed consistent. This helped me train my brain slowly but strongly. Now let's talk about enjoying the process. Don't make thinking a burden. Make it fun. Think about things you like. Think about your goals, your dreams, your favorite activities. When you enjoy it, your brain stays active. Finally, remember this. Thinking in English is the key to speaking fluently. When your thinking becomes natural, your speaking becomes easy. You don't need to translate. You don't need to wait. Words come automatically, so practice daily. Start small. Stay simple. Be patient. You can do it. Your brain can learn this. Now we will continue to the final chapter, where we will combine everything and build a complete system to become a confident English speaker. Chapter 7. Let me tell you something very important. Learning English is not about one trick. It is about a system. When you follow a system daily, your brain learns faster and more naturally. When I was learning English, I did not improve until I created a simple system for myself. Once I followed it daily, everything started to change. Now I will share that simple system with you. Let's start with the first part, daily thinking in English. Every day, give at least 10 to 15 minutes to thinking in English. Think about your day, your plans, your ideas. Use simple sentences. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep your brain active. This is the foundation. If your thinking improves, your speaking improves automatically. I made this a daily habit. No matter how busy I was, I always did it. Now let's move to the second part. Speaking practice. Speak every day. Even if you are alone, speak. Talk about your day. Talk about your plans. Talk about anything. You can also use mirror speaking. Stand in front of a mirror and talk. This builds confidence. It prepares you for real conversations. I spoke every day, even when I had no one to talk to. This made my speaking strong. Now let's talk about listening practice. Listen to English daily. Choose simple content. Listen carefully. You don't need to understand everything. Just keep listening. Try to repeat what you hear. This improves your pronunciation and fluency. I listened every day. This trained my brain to understand English faster. Now let's move to the fourth part, vocabulary building. Learn a few words daily, not too many. Use those words again and again. Speak them, write them, think with them. Focus on useful words. Keep it simple. I learned small, but used them a lot. This helped me remember them. Now let's talk about reading. Read simple English every day. It can be a short story, a paragraph, or even a few lines. Read out loud if possible. This improves your speaking and confidence. I read daily. It helped me learn new words and sentence structures. Now let's talk about writing. Write a little every day. Write about your day. Write your thoughts. Keep it simple. Don't worry about grammar too much. Writing helps your brain organize ideas in English. I wrote daily in a notebook. This improved my thinking and speaking. Now let's talk about fast response practice. Ask yourself questions and answer quickly. For example, what did you do today? What do you like? What is your plan? Answer fast with simple sentences. This trains your brain to respond without fear. I practiced this daily. It made my speaking faster. Now let's talk about real conversations. Try to speak with real people whenever possible. Start with small conversations. Don't try to be perfect. Use simple English. Ask questions. Keep the conversation going. I started small and slowly improved. Real conversations gave me confidence. Now let's talk about consistency. This is the most important part of the system. Do a little every day. Don't skip. Even if you only have 20 minutes, use them. Consistency builds strong habits. I stayed consistent. That is why I improved. Now let's talk about mindset. Your mindset decides your success. Stay positive. Believe in yourself. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Learn from them. Enjoy the process. I always told myself, I can do it. This kept me going. Now let's combine everything into a simple daily routine. In the morning, think in English for a few minutes. During the day, use English in small ways. Name things. Speak simple sentences. Spend some time listening to English. Practice speaking even if you are alone. Learn a few new words and use them. Read something simple. Write a few sentences. At night, talk about your day in English. This is a complete system. It is simple, but very powerful. If you follow this daily, your brain will change. Your thinking will improve. Your speaking will become natural. Remember, you don't need perfection. You need practice. Step by step, day by day, you will become a confident English speaker. I started from zero. I made mistakes. I felt nervous. But I did not stop. And you can do the same. Keep going, keep practicing, keep believing. Your journey is just beginning, and your future in English is bright. Thank you for being part of this journey. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep speaking.